Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. My guests today are Tori Averett and Patrick Jackson, here to talk about a trip to Italy being made by the Theater and Dance Department. Thank you both for joining me here today.
Thanks for having us, Aaron.
And the trip to Italy, it's now become kind of a tradition for you all. You went last year, you're returning to Italy for a series of performances. But kind of just tell us a little bit of the background about this and how you ended up getting there and why you're going back.
So we are going there officially for the DAP Festival, which is an international arts festival that began as dance and visual arts. And our connection to that festival came from Adria Ferrali, who is the artistic director of the festival. She's worked in the Montgomery River region with ballet companies there, and she was one of our adjunct instructors, in the Department of Theater and Dance in fall of 2016. Last year was the inaugural year of the festival, and Troy students were invited to perform and participate, take classes, things like that for this 2-week festival. And once we got there and had the experience, we realized very quickly that this needed to be sort of something that Troy does every year. And this year, going back, we've expanded our participation from just dance to now theater, musical theater, and music. We're taking a group of musicians, classical guitar students.
Oh, and you talk about it was primarily dance, but you did have someone go last year that wasn't a dancer, Patrick here, but you still participated, and this year your role is going to kind of expand over there as well with this new addition that they've added, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, last year we took an original piece called Rosa in Sepia based off of the painting by Knoll. And we got about 10 dancers, and I played the saxophone, and it was honestly a beautiful thing because all of us collaborated and all of us throwing out ideas, and the Italians received it like really, really, really well.
And obviously this is kind of a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you're getting to experience twice. You're getting to travel to Italy and perform and be a part of this international festival. I know that's got to be exciting for you.
Yeah, it's a blessing. And last year, it was my first time ever out of the country last year. And you read about it and all of this stuff, but it's nothing like actually going and experiencing being in the culture of Italy.
And being a part of this, and Tori, obviously, when you're teaching these students in the program, the dance and the theater, you think the audience is probably going to be fairly local, but then when you expand it like this, it's got to open up all kinds of possibilities.
It does, and it really challenges this idea you hear all the time that arts are the universal language, things like that. We have really challenged that and seen it to be true. Our work was really well received. Our students were really gracious. Their performances did cross cultural boundaries, and again, as Patrick said, it was really, really well received. The music, the dance, the storytelling that we did, even though there was a language barrier there. So we're going to continue that this year.
And it is both performance and educational, though, right? Because you're learning and performing throughout this trip while you're over there, and I think that's got to be an interesting kind of dynamic there, in being both performance and education while you're there.
Yes, it's really interesting. Obviously, we train the students here to do what they're going to do there, but once they get there, they will train again with international teaching artists from a variety of countries. They will get to work with peers from other countries, so they're training together, again, letting the work speak for itself. But then they also get some opportunities to share what they've created here, original work that they've made, which is really exciting for our student choreographers and performers, musicians, to get to take work to Italy to share. It's really neat. So yeah, you're right. It is a blend of sort of this academic training and this performance artistry that they are hoping to do for their careers.
And you said you're expanding into theater this year, and Patrick, that's a little bit of what you're going to get involved with, is some of the theater part of this, the expanded part of the trip. How does that make you feel about expanding your role in the trip this year?
I was hoping last year, after last year, we would incorporate more theater because Tori taught a theater class last year to a bunch of Italian dancers, and I think maybe one of them could speak English. And that I talk about all the time. I think that was one of the most artistically filling moments ever, teaching that class and us doing sign language and miming, and everybody but we all got it. It was beautiful.
And lay it out there, like you said, it's universal language once you get down to it. But really, truly, when you get over there and you perform, it's got to feel amazing to be, especially in a place where most of the arts were born from.
Oh, yes. And getting to see other performers. There are students and guest artists that come from Denmark, Russia, Spain, London, Paris, New York, Los Angeles, Asia, all around the world, and they travel the world. And it's thrilling for our students to get to see the different performance styles and the different skills. There are incredibly skilled people who come to teach and perform at this festival.
And I was thinking, this has got to open some connections with your performers and getting there that they may not have access to otherwise.
Yes, and actually one of the things that we experienced last year, the teachers, the instructors, the guest artists who were staging pieces that involved our students all would come and say, where is Troy? What is Troy University? What are you doing there? Our students were well received, they were eager, they absorbed opportunity and instruction like that, and so all of the artists were eager to add them to their networks, and we've even collaborated with some of the artists since then and hope to do that more this year.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a fun trip, and good luck on the trip this year, and I know we're going to hear probably plenty of good stories from whenever you return, but thanks for joining me here today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
All right, and thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.